Good morning. It's Saturday with Cindy. And I'm Cindy for those of you who may not know. Welcome if you're here for the first time. So basically, all I do is chat about stuff, matters that matter to women, from the most superficial, hair, makeup, clothing, kind of trivial pursuits, all the way to the deeper things, the more emotional things, dealing with loneliness and solitude, self-esteem, the things we have to confront in our society around our looks, our value. Sometimes I go to laughter and sometimes I go to tears. So if you're interested, stick around. I made myself a cup of coffee and I just got up a little while ago. Hence, I have no makeup on. I've got my old gray bathrobe that I just can't get rid of, and every once in a while I catch myself in front of the mirror and think, oh Lord, oh Lord. But first my daughter gave it to me. She has one just like it, and it's the best robe ever, and I can't find one to replace it, so I still have it. I just took a shower. My face is clean, 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 and I just lavished it with a big bunch of boom silk. So I don't know if you know about boom silk yet. There it is in all its luxurious splendor. I give it a little stir because I don't have any chemicals in there to keep it stirred together. So you'll see a little pool of olive oil there. Stir it up and lather it on. I love it. This is my second coat already. But I live in the winter on the East Coast right now. For those of you who might be in Australia in the middle of summer. And boy, it really sucks the moisture out of your skin. I even have a little cut on my thumb from being too dry. So get that boom silk in there and it helps. So anyway, I went through a lot of the subjects that you have asked about, and I'm actually gonna do a little makeup while we're talking, or while I'm talking, and the subjects range from sleep to group living, which I have done. I lived in a commune, and I still live in a group, but a very small group, with my fiance and our dear friend Étoile. One of you asked about how to deal with grief. Important subject. It's something we all have to deal with at some point in our lives. Another one of you asked for a house tour and having my daughter co-host, which sounded really fun. So today, I thought I would talk about another subject that many of you asked about, and it has to do with, what do I do with the rest of my life? I've turned 50. My kids are gone. I'm an empty nester. I've had a great career. Been doing the same thing since I was 16. And I'm done with it. I'm full. And I don't know what to do next. And I think a lot of us are very aware that if your hair is silver and you have little granny glasses on, and you've got evidence on your face that you've been on the planet for a while, which mine don't show up that much now because I've got this lighting I've told you about that makes you always, doesn't allow the texture to show so much. But anyway, that it's tough to be noticed at the party and get the kind of attention you may have been used to when you were younger. It's tough to go apply for a job and have them clearly greet you with less enthusiasm than they may have if you were younger. Which always fascinates me because you can only develop your skills and your experience and your know-how and your wisdom the longer you've been doing something. So you would think that a woman or a man would be more highly valued as they got older. Of course, that depends on the business you're in. If they're concerned about image, they may want youth to pull people in, but boy, we've got a lot to offer. But that can be very confronting because there you are, yourself, better than ever, and because they see this image that they think might be less desirable, you're kind of scratched off the list. I believe that is changing. I believe that there is evidence everywhere that it's changing. I just took a flight down to the Bahamas, which some of you might know if you watched my last Saturday with Cindy, and all the flight attendants were women well past 50. And I was thrilled. It was so much fun to see that. So I certainly wouldn't be modeling if people weren't starting to value age. So we have a ways to go. The pro-age revolution has its place, and we got to keep it going. And we should also take the time to feel the gratitude and the appreciation that we are changing our society. So, I went to a very interesting gathering last October called Women at Woodstock, and it was about this very subject. I'm 50, 45, getting close to 50, 60, and older, and I'm still full of energy, interest, and enthusiasm, and I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I want to do something. So all those little voices say, no, you can't, for a million reasons. It could be how you were raised. It could be all the messages from society. It could be, the angel and the devil on the shoulder, the old cartoons, and the devil saying, no, you can't, don't. And the angel's going, go for it. You're wonderful. You're beautiful. Go for it. So we all have to contend with that, no matter how old we are. Every age deals with that, on some level. But there was a really wonderful woman there who is an author who was the first editor of Ms. Magazine, Suzanne Braun Levine. And she's written about 3 or 4 books on what she has coined second adulthood. And I love that because it means that, well, how can I say it? It's a second time around. It's another adulthood. So I think it's a more positive term for what some people seem to feel is a negative. That as you get older, you get worse. As you get older, you become a faded version of what you were before. And in fact, it's not true at all. You are like a caterpillar coming out of a cocoon. Every stage of life is that. Every stage is a new birth and a new beginning and a new opportunity. And each stage of life invites you and offers you new opportunities. So I like looking at it as getting older is good. As you know, that's what I always say because that's what I'm experiencing. But meaning when you were 6 and you couldn't wait to be 7, and you were 13 and you couldn't wait to be 16, and you were 19 and you couldn't wait to be 21. We always look forward to the next stage in life. So that's what the pro-age revolution is all about. It's time to look forward. So take an inventory of all of the qualities that you have, the positive qualities. And they probably add up and stack up much higher than they did 10, 15, 20 years ago. Because you can't take away from who you are. You can only add to it. So start noticing that, taking inventory, write it down. And you'll start getting very excited about what you are capable of and what you have to offer to the world. It's about gratitude, appreciation, and taking inventory on the positive. Start with yourself and then look around and let it spread and look at all of life with a positive eye. Because if you find it good, if you find yourself good, it only gets better. So there you go. I think I've said just about enough. If you like what you hear and you want to visit again, I will see you next Saturday.